Woo.
Boo boo.
I think so.
All right.
What are you doing?
Your mom.
It is uncalled for.
Wait, do hammers need... Oh, never. I see. They just scale off of, same. That's a weird... I was just kind of reading this guide on the points that you want to be putting into... Okay, well... I guess let's try it. Fine. I did hear that Dex is good for blocking. But it doesn't really mention stats here. Just put remaining points into vitality, it says, for the earlier part. Okay. Do that for now. And then skills, it seems like we... For defensive tab, we're putting points into vigor. Putting points into both blessed aim and concentration, apparently. And then... So it says, after maxing... After maxing out Blessed Hammer, the goal is to have the sum of skill points put into synergies 12 higher than the total skill levels of concentration, including items. While alternating, put the skill points into synergies first. Okay, so if I'm understanding that right, we max Blessed Hammer, I think. And then Blessed Aim and Vigor... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which I think we put one more point here, one more point here, and then our next level would be 1 into concentration, from understanding. I am preparing for No Shave November. So I decided to shave a few days early, and then I will shave again. Love it. I hate it. I think it looks terrible. I don't like me without... I'm not me without facial hair. But it is what it is. It will grow back. It is fine. How are you doing, Amonos? I cursed you on Saturday. As soon as you saw it was on, you jumped on stream and the power pole outside of your house lit on fire. Oh, damn. That's wild. Yeah, and then I didn't stream the next day either because I had a birthday party, and then I decided to just take that night to work on some YouTube stuff. Adore. My content is just fire. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I was streaming earlier, and then all of a sudden, I just hear my mom, like, yell for my help, and it turns out that my dad stepped on his foot wrong and, like, hurt his ankle and was just, like, on the ground in pain. So I was away from the stream for a little bit, helping him until he was, settled sitting down upstairs. I had to help him up the stairs and everything, and then I ended up just coming back and ending stream because I had some stuff to help out with that he wasn't able to do now. So I just kind of like came back to the computer and was just like, I gotta go, and ended stream. But yeah, he ended up. It was really hurting him. So I helped get him into the truck, and then my mom took him to urgent care, and it turned out to be like a severe sprain. Which, they basically are just recommending, yeah, 2 to 3 days of rest, and then it's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks to fully heal. But my dad doesn't know the meaning of rest, so he was already saying, if I can move tomorrow, I'm going to work. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Hopefully he manages to give himself some time to rest, or he's gonna hurt himself more. Man's got bills. He can never just sit around, like... He's a plumber and he works hard all week, and then he comes, like... And then it comes to the weekend when he can, like, just relax, and he's just working outside the entire time. He never chills. Not gonna lie, I don't really like Hammerden. Unpopular opinion. You either. Yeah. Yeah, have to be in the right spot. You have to avoid walls and stuff. Like that. I hit a little shrub and my hammer is just delete. I don't even know if I mean, I know he was magic resistant. I'm gonna get rid of a whole line of pots and start saving some mana ones, though. Yeah. Well, I beat Maggot Lair before I changed. That was kind of my... I wasn't liking Holy Fire anymore either, so I decided after Maggot Lair, I'd change to Hammers. Now I'm not really liking Hammers either, so... I don't know what I'm gonna do. Not gonna lie, it's tempting to just go craft a black and just play Smite the rest of the way. At this point, I'd almost rather just, like, go smack the shit out of some mobs. Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, it can only be used on certain mob types. Or did they change that? Wait, can it actually just be used on anything? They must have changed that. It used to only be able to be used on, like, demons. Rite of Passage gloves. I don't know if I have those. Well, I'm almost certain I don't, because they don't sound familiar. Like, I've heard of them, but I don't think I saved any of them. Hammers, so I know, dude, I am miserable, right? Like, no joke, I think I'm just gonna go change to Smite. Or just fuck the Paladin for now, and worry about leveling it later. And just go back to farming on the other characters. That's another option. Getting, like, pushed around, too. Not fun. I am kinda curious of what a dedicated... Like, I was half Smiter built, and it didn't feel too bad with my online character. I wonder what, like, a full respec into Smiter would look like. I also wonder what level I can use my helmet. Because I have, like, the best Smiter helmet, too. Can't fucking hit that mob. Just trying to get this part before I log out. I'm gonna go check out what level I need to be to use the Smiter helmet, and then I might respec the Pure Smite and just see what happens. See if it's any good. This act is particularly bad. Act 3 onward is nice. Yeah, there are a lot of, like, caves and walls to hit in this one, and Act 3 does have a lot of open spaces. And it's like, it's like bad, but not terrible. It's just, after playing Sork and Amazon with their, like, clear, though, compared to this, I'd rather, like, I complained about synergies. I'd rather just put up with synergies. I'm sorry, not synergies, immunities is what I meant to say. Yeah, immunities are rough, but man. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I think there's also, like, a big part of me that doesn't have much patience left for anything but PoE. I have the big itch. I was feeling it earlier, too. I was watching my friend play PoE 2, and all it made me think about was PoE 1, and how much I wanted to play it while I was playing this and all that, and I was just like, I don't even want to be on... Oh, yeah. I'm sad about that. I still would not be surprised if it works, to be completely honest, but I'm not gonna start as it. I have a new reinvigorated dream, though. I think I'm gonna play a Cyclone build. I haven't played a Cyclone build in ages. I'm stuck. I can't move. This game is testing my limits. There we go. Had to charge out of it. It's not the first time that's happened. I've had other times where I just walk into a box and just get stuck. Yeah, Cyclone got the 20% damage buff. 20% more damage. Last league, it also got buffed, too. Last league, it was buffed by, like, 13% more damage and bigger AoE. So now it's just buffed even more from what it already was. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's gonna be, like, top-tier #1 build, you know? Like, the Wanders and bow builds and stuff are still gonna be way zoomier. But, But, man, like, even just for the nostalgia, it's been ages since I played a, Like, I used to play Cyclone builds at the start of every league. That used to be, like, my league start way back in, like... I don't know, whatever, like, a handful of leagues after Breach, I'd say. I think I played, like, Essence Drain Contagion in Breach League. And then, like, for, like, 4 or 5 leagues after that, I played Cyclone every league, until Cyclone really, like, kind of fell off the map. And kind of got outscaled by the power creep of the game. So it's gonna feel super nostalgic playing it again, for sure. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of go for the standard Cyclone Slayer with the, I think it's the, little, like, earthquakes that can come out for being, like, the support gem for shockwaves. Died once they killed a headhunter and self-cursing for duration. Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, plus just, like, the power creep of some of the other stuff. Just things kept getting, like, buffed and more damage, and new skills that came out that were just insane, and new items that made those other skills insane. And Cyclone just kind of turned into, like, an only cast on crit skill, where you're just using it to trigger your cock. Okay. So we have the staff made. I love cast on crit as well. I love cock. It's definitely, like, if I see a cast on crit build, that's usually my, like, next build once I have some currency built up. Okay, I think it's either Gear 2 or Gear 3 that has my helmet, I think. Yeah, oh, level 34, but you need 115 strength. So I'll have to get some extra strength, but it gives the crushing blow and deadly strike chance. I don't know. I know crushing blow is good, I don't know if deadly strike is. We'll put that there. We can probably move Sigon's body armor back, but I may still use the gloves, actually. Actually, I'll probably put the gloves back on, I think. I don't think we need the weapon. Can we fit the weapon anywhere here? Not really, not on this mule. Okay. What else do we need? We also need... First of all, I would like to apologize. Oh. Hell yeah. Is it an awesome out of context one too? At least it's a little in context. Lovely. It's beautiful. I knew what I was saying when I said it. Uh, 3-socket flail for black, right? Thal Ionef, yep. Do I have those runes on me? I might be out of Thals. What combined into Thals? I think it was Ort, wasn't it? We have Thals on our mule, we could go there, but I think 3 Orts, and I have a bunch of Orts laying around. Oh, wait, I just saw an IO, where was that? IO and then Nef. There we go. Three Ort to 1 Thul. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need to take our staff out in order to do it, though. Okay, Thul, Io, Nef. I think that's right. Io, Nef. Nice. Okay. Before we do this big of a respec, because this is going to be kind of going back to, like, a physical, like, sort of melee, which means we're going to be dropping our spirit and, probably the lore helmet and things like that, and the gloves. Before we do that big of a change, I say we do one more respec. If Fist of Heaven really does allow you to use it on any target, I think I might try that first, because that should use, like, almost all the same gear. Yeah, with infinite respecs, yeah, I can just try whatever. I might as well. I used to love this build. Only reason, oh, interesting. They're even saying it became, in 2.4, is a rival to Blessed Hammer Paladin meta. At least according to this guide, anyway. Okay. Just reading a little bit about it before I change to it. I played this on some of the D2 mods I've played, like Project D2 and things like that, where they change the skill to make it work on any mob and stuff like that. This was before D2R came out, and I really enjoyed the build. Okay, so we're gonna do another respec. We're gonna get our stats in order. I think we need 70 to use what we're using. I think for now our decks can stay the same. We can do that. And then let's see, so we want 1 point into Vigor, Salvation, Fanaticism, and Holy Shield, apparently. One in Salvation. One in Vigor. One in Fanaticism, I guess, apparently. One into Holy Shield. And then max Fist of the Heavens first. And then Conviction enough to reach minus 150 resistance, apparently. Which, that's later on, too. We might not need to go that hard into Conviction yet. Holy Bolt. I'm guessing for synergy, yeah, Holy Bolt. Yeah, let's dump into Holy Bolt, and then we'll mess with some Conviction and Holy Shock as we level up more, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm guessing most of the time we use Conviction Aura. I think it said for, like, some immunities, Conviction Aura breaks every naturally occurring lightning immune monster. Your Mercenary helps to clean up packs when you activate your Fanaticism Aura. So I don't know when you're supposed to, like, activate Fanaticism for your Merc. I probably didn't have to get Fanaticism yet, honestly. I don't know if I want Fanaticism on left click and just snipe enemies with my left click, or if I want to keybind it. I guess we'll try both for a little while. Alright, so we're going underground, right? We got our staff made, so I don't know if you have to actually talk to Drognin, but that's so much tooltip damage. What, 1,000? Oh yeah. What is that? Added together, that's like almost 2,500. And it's not like a small rank. It's not like other lightning where it's like 1 to 1,000. It's just straight up. How much mana does it cost, though? 25 mana costs a cast. That's certainly better than hammers, in my opinion. Oh, you've never seen it before? It's a pretty cool skill, yeah. It, like, shoots out the little holy bolts that go out and, like, hit other things, too. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mana's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's not too bad. I probably should put at least 1 point into Holy Shock to get some more synergies. I don't know if this one only scales off hard points or soft points, but let's see, like 1040 for the lightning goes up to 1112. That's actually a decent scale for just 1 point put into it. Some of these enemies definitely die faster than others. Oh, I don't have enough, Okay. That's where the extra points, I didn't have enough to break the lightning. That's where getting enough points into conviction. Definitely ain't no Javazon leveling with Titans, but it's not too shabby. I can't target this guy. Way better than hammers, yes, for sure. And with the cast rate, I thought mana was going to be an issue because of how much it costed per cast, but with the cast rate, not really having any mana problems, and I don't even have any, like, mana charms. I think these invaders are, like, slightly higher magic res than normal. Oh shit, our follower's probably dead. Try to get her in here if I can. No, she's just stuck. See if I can go through the portal in time. Ooh. There's some things that I feel like I do really low damage to. Like, I know these are a little more lightning res. But man... I know they become lightning immune, I think, in Hell, typically. Oh, well, actually, that one is lightning immune right there. I kind of want to try using a different keybind. Yeah, I feel like using Q is much easier than using, left click. I like accidentally move instead of clicking the mob a lot. Using a keybind instead is actually a lot better. Like, unbelievably better. Left click is even running me up to the target. I can do it so much farther away if I'm not doing it that way. Left clicking makes me walk super close. Whereas here I can just snipe it. And I guess it just breaks immunities, huh? Like, I don't even have to worry about like, Hammer, I still had to, like, worry about the magic immunes, I think. Unless the endgame build, maybe the endgame build put points into Conviction. But at least the leveling build didn't have me put any points into Conviction. Seems like a good skill, though. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am slightly curious about, just straight up, like, smiting it and seeing what happens. I may still respec at some point and try it, but I think I'll try this a little longer. I actually, when I played my online character, I talked about it already, where I went, like, half smite, but I really wanted to just try, like, I know it's single target, but I wanted to see if I could get it to do, good damage. That was kind of like a goal of mine. Oh, I've also not been using my shield. I just realized that. I think I might start putting more points into Conviction. It'll probably make me do more damage in the long run too, because it's not just to break immunities, it's also reducing their resistances, so it should just be a straight up damage increase as long as they're within range. But yeah, if I could do good smite damage, there was a part of me that wanted to just try to main smite all the way up. But I realized that it wasn't going to do that much damage early on without increasing the base damage with Divine Shield, which needed to be like 24 for that, so I just did Holy Fire up until 24, and then I did like a half Holy Fire since I was online. I didn't want to blow a respec. So I did like a half Holy Fire, half Smite build, which didn't end up working very well. I should have respec'd, but now I'm really curious if I were to respec, what would it be like? Dude, the elite, he's so close to dead. There you go. Just all greater potions. Oh shit. Yeah, we found the tomb we wanted right away. I have no idea how boss is gonna be either. I don't know how well this ability handles bosses. It does look a little low, doesn't it? That's what it was feeling like to me. I'm worried frickin' Duriel's gonna take me 5 years of kiting to kill. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like still look into PoE builds. I'm not set in stone on Cyclone, but I'm definitely gonna, like, as of right now, that's what I'm going. They also, I don't know if they released all of them, but I think a good amount of the Bloodline ascendancies have been revealed. I really want to go read a lot of those ascendancies and a few people on my other Discord said they sounded kind of meh to them, but then I saw DS Lily, one of the streamers that I watch here and there, has a YouTube video saying they look like super OP. So I'm curious what they're gonna end up looking like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah? Ooh.
I'm woo too.
Yeah, I'm not good at coming up with builds on my own. Like, most likely my Cyclone build is gonna use, like, heavy inspiration from one that already exists. If not, just copy the whole thing if I find one that looks good enough. I'm not big into build creating myself. The way I see it is I find, like, I don't find creating my own build, like, that's not the fun part of the game for me. I know it is for some people, and that's perfectly fine. I just like playing the game, and I figure if someone's already done the work to create, like, a min-maxed version of, like, Cyclone or something, then, like, why should I bother taking the time when I can just use what they've already created, you know, and put out there? Why sit there and spend 5 hours on Path of Building when I could just not? And instead just play the game.
Thank you.
Man, what do you have to get get minus 150? What is conviction again? It's minus 75 at level 10. I mean, I guess it is only base 3 at the moment. You do it, but only because the game isn't out yet. You get so amped up for it that you want to do something, so you pretend you can make a good build. I did consider it. I had Path of Building open, and I was looking at the Ascendancies and trying to figure out what I wanted to do for Cyclone, and, like, see if I could, like, obviously Slayer I knew was, like, always a safe bet. But I was looking at some of the others and trying to see, like, I know there's some, like, Elementalist versions and stuff like that. And then I almost started, like, allocating points and doing that, but I ended up stopping. You're right. I like tanky builds as well. Like I will play something that isn't as fast as like the speed meta, just because it's tanky. You'll see me playing mostly tanky builds, which is why I'm a little worried about the Elementalist version, because Elementalist is notoriously floppy. But I did hear they do like the whole like self-chill like thing, and it sounds like it has like a lot of mitigation through that, through the self-chilling, so it might actually be pretty good. But yeah, I if I have a, honestly, even if I have leveled all the way to maps, if my build ends up being like a little floppy and I don't really know how to fix it, I'll legit just reroll. Because I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, it's a bit spicy. I might have to go back for mana pots, honestly. I should really be popping Divine Shield, too. Why am I attacking him? I don't know why I was just auto-attacking him. What is happening in this game right now? Oh, is that what it was? I was out of mana trying to cast? So instead I was just attacking him. I thought I was left-clicking, like, super far away, but maybe it was still... That's what I get for not using Force Move in this game. I can't get used to click to move unless it's on left-click, and I can't set left-click to Force Move. So I can't get used to Force Moving in this game. Like, no matter what key I set it to, I just can't get the hang of it. I hate it. We're gonna have to go back for mana. Oh, you didn't know it yeah, it has Force Move, but you're not allowed to bind it to left-click. After playing PoE with just left-click as my move, you put throw on it. Yeah, sometimes if you... See, then it's good, but the reverse happens sometimes, where if you're trying to run and you click on a mob, and you don't have a throw weapon, it'll just stand you there instead of running you, like, near them or anything. And it'll just be, like, can't move or whatever, or, like, not enough ammo. So it's like the opposite is like a pain in the ass too. Man, he managed to kill my follower super fast right at the end. I brought her back because I thought I'd be able to kill him quick enough. That's unfortunate. Got my third pair of trangs. I guess I don't need another pair. Actually, this build is probably going to be pretty nice for Act 3. I was about to say maybe I'll change to Smite and try that for a bit, but then I remembered all those little dolls and everything. It might be a good idea just to stay this, because I think it'll clear them very well. I actually strongly considered, off-stream, I've just been dicking around on that Out of Ore game again, continuing my... I have, like, a project where I'm just, like, cutting through a mountain, and I strongly considered playing that, on stream until PoE. You'd watch? Yeah, I'd probably lose, I doubt Big Daddy would watch, since he's a pure Diablo player, but I am starting to lose the motivation to grind on Diablo with PoE so close. I got that feeling of, like, why bother if I'm just gonna play PoE soon. Even though I may come back to play these characters later. I may do it. We'll see. The other thing I thought about doing was something I don't normally do, and that would be a PoE, like, test run of Cyclone to make sure that I, like, obviously I wouldn't have, like, the new changes and everything, but I'd have just an idea of how it, like, plays and feels and stuff. Be able to tell if a 30% buff will work or not. Yeah, I did see someone doing it already. There's another guy doing a Cyclone Slayer and I saw him streaming his practice. He's on like day 3 of like SSF on like a fresh build with no currency or anything, just no items, just what it would be like at League start. And he didn't have that crazy a gear and was crushing yellow maps, so it looks like it should be pretty solid. And he wasn't using any mercenaries or anything, too. Which obviously we're not going to have mercenaries in the next patch, but we'll have the graphs, which might make up for some of the power loss of losing mercenaries. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna like ladder start a paladin. I'm just not a fan of any of the builds. Like, this is good, but like for some reason the damage just feels so low, and I don't really know why, because like you were saying, the tooltip damage numbers look really good. But it just doesn't feel all that good. Like, I mean, it's not terrible. But once again, just when you compare it with Sork, it's just or the Amazon. It just doesn't feel like it competes. Compared to Frozen Orb, it's like 3x tooltip, yeah. A Fall Rune? I think that's my first one. I don't know if I need one at all, but eventually if I get enough of them, I might combine up to something. I might, at the next waypoint, I might just go try Smite. I'm just curious what kind of damage it has. If it's not, like, 1 to 2-shotting most of the mobs, except for, like, some of the tankier mobs. Like, tankier mobs are fine. It doesn't have to 1 to 2-shot those, but... But if it's killing fast enough, honestly, I might just stick with that. Wonder if I'm playing right. It did say for some reason one of the cons to this build is this says high APM. And so far this doesn't feel like any more APM than any of the other characters, so I wonder if I'm playing it wrong. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Amonos. No, I think you have to drop it on their heads. See, it doesn't let me cast it unless it's on the target. Holy Bolt is what's being fired out of the Fist of Heaven, and the Holy Bolts only do damage to demons and undead. That's what it is. So anything that isn't demon and undead isn't getting hit by anything but the lightning bolt that comes down from Fist of Heaven. Yeah, I thought there was some kind of, like, damage limit. Which, yeah, Act 4, apparently this is like a super chaos farming build. Like, it just absolutely obliterates chaos. But that's probably why it's not doing super hot here. Yeah, like, I just saw one of the holy bolts hit, and these little, like, jungle guys must not be. So I'm basically single target right now. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see, the waypoint might be up here, and then I think I might change off it for now. The crazy thing is even being, like, somewhat single target, I still like it better than hammers. Yeah, we're gonna have the waypoint here. Okay. Let's go try... Let's actually get rid of the figure before we do this, I think. Get that out of our inventory. I do need to stream. One of these nights I do need to stream, the Out of War game to show you my insane project I've worked on. I've put, like, a good amount of hours into just the ridiculous of that save. Hell, I might even just change, here soon. I might try Smite for a little bit, and then I might change the stream over and play a bit of that for the last, like, hour or so. However much time is left by then. So we want to use black, we want to use Guillaume's face. We're gonna keep using the same shield. We're probably gonna use Sigon gloves for the attack speed. +1 Pally Amulet's fine. We don't need attack rating, so we don't have to run Angelic. Resistances will be fine, I guess. I don't, unfortunately. I don't have a Paragoblin Toe. I have one of the budget Pally boots, but they're ethereal, which kind of sucks. Yeah, attack rating makes... Yeah, that's why I was saying I don't need Angelic. I don't really have another ring to bother putting on. I guess I'll just keep using this one for now. It's fine. I've been trying different stuff, Big Daddy. I forgot how... I was trying Fist of Heaven for a little bit. Smite is gonna be slow as fuck. Yeah, probably. I just wanted to try it. Because I tried Hammers. I wasn't really liking it. And then I messed around with Fist of Heaven, but I forgot it was I was sitting here reading Fist of Heaven, and I was like, it doesn't say that it's, like, limited to demons and undead. And then I realized it was the holy bolts it shoots out that are limited to demon and undead. So that's why I was like, maybe I'll just try Smite for a little bit and just see what that feels like. What do we need? We need 115. 35 dex. And then I guess the rest in Vitality is probably fine. Yeah. It's okay in Act 3. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was doable. I was killing things with even just, like, the lightning damage part of Fist of Heaven. Even if the Holy Bolt wasn't affecting it, I was still kind of killing the stuff, but yeah. So, ideally, we want to be using Fanaticism Aura. That's what we're going to be actually using as Smite, right? And we want Smite. We definitely want Holy Shield. Which we should have enough points to... I've heard, like, the amount of points in Smite doesn't matter as much as Holy Shield and Fanaticism Aura. I think maybe we max Holy Shield and then max Fanaticism and then the rest of the points in Max Holy Shield. Oh, Max Holy Shield and Smite? Okay, we can do that. That's fine. And then I guess the rest of the points into Fanaticism. Is there any other than Fanaticism? Is there anything else we should be grabbing? Like, is it worth putting... We are at maximum res for Cold and Lightning. Is it worth putting 1 point into these to get a little bit extra max? You think? From the passive effect? Because I have, what, like, plus... Not for regular monsters? Okay, we'll just do Fanaticism. Okay. We'll see how this feels. I'm not expecting anything crazy, but I just wanted to mess around with it. The benefits of the unlimited respecs of offline. We can just test things and go back to other things if need be. Okay, why? That's kind of crazy. It felt like I had more damage on my online... Oh, I'm on player 7. Probably why. Oh, yep. Nope, you're right. You're right. That is the problem. I was like, man, I felt like I had so much more damage before. What do I want to put that on? I completely forgot to set the keybind up for that. My bad. I was like, something feels off. Okay, that's a bit better. Still only 3-shot it, nothing too crazy, but... Where am I going? Where is the other zone? Maybe it's like over there somewhere? the leveled up fanaticism aura's crazy attack speed. Great Marsh, boy. Yeah, they're a bit tanky. It was definitely worth a shot, though. Yeah, I have a hard time liking, oh wow. I don't know what my weapon's durability started as, but... I guess it's possible. I think you can find weapons that are already somewhat damaged. But we blew through this weapon's durability fast. It's also really interesting that even though we're not smacking with our weapon, we need to worry about the durability on it. Seems a little silly. I want to try something. Left click was feeling a little janky for the smite, so I wanted to change it to a different button. Oh, weapon's broken. Well, I guess we'll see how fast that breaks again. We'll repair it and see. I guess we're attacking so quickly, maybe we just ripped through the durability. Only got 30 durability. Yeah, the definitely seems like Hammer wasn't bad, just, well, Hammer kind of felt bad. Hammer just felt really clunky and not, like, was pretty slow, to be honest, just getting the positioning right to hit everything with the hammers and everything. Oh, that's why endgame is a grief that can't break or last wish. Gotcha. FOH was the most fun, but kinda low damage and clear when they weren't demons or undead. Yeah, I'm definitely not the biggest fan of Paladin. I think the only reason I'd really want to work on one is to have a smiter. Other than that, I don't know that I'd want to. It's just not, I don't know. Not my kind of character, I guess. Hammers just do not feel all that fun to use, but I may go back to them. Either that or I just go back to FOH and deal with it through Act 3 and then Slaughter in Act 4. It is once you have Enigma. Gotcha. You just tell me to reposition. Yeah, if it wasn't for wanting a smiter, I probably would have already just gone back to my other characters and just gone back to farming hell. Although I am also just tempted to do that anyway. Yeah, that, I mean, that's why, I mean, that's what I wanted the smiter for, right? Like, obviously I know my main purpose, like, my main thing I'm gonna be farming is, like, Mephisto on Hell, and cows for bases, and chest runs for runes and stuff. Really, the Paladin was strictly for whenever I went to go do those Ubers. I probably, next stream, I probably will just be back to farming on the other character, I think, and work on this more later. I think what my plan is right now is I want to get to, like, lower Karas just because these zones are so big and I don't want to have to try to explore them again. Just get through the Flare jungle and everything. And then once we get that waypoint, we'll probably... I think my plan is by then... by then it's gonna be getting, like, on the closer side to where I'd end, so I was thinking about if Amonos is still there at the time, I wanted to show Amonos my out of ore, on a different game. Show him my out of ore save that I've done. It's pretty crazy. I will always be here. Yeah, I think that's probably what my plan is going to be. Get to Lower Crass, get the waypoint, switch to out of ore for, like 30 minutes or so, and then go to bed. Man, we still haven't even found Flare. You know what? I'm gonna go respec. I'm done with this smite bullshit. Oh, I came down here to repair. Okay, I guess... What should we do? Do we just go back to hammers until Act 4, or should we go to FOH and just deal with FOH until... until Act 4, and then, well, I mean, obviously, and then Act 4 will slaughter as FOH. I mean, with unlimited respecs, we could always just do hammers and then respec to FOH at Act 4. Same. Yeah. Okay, so if I were to try hammers again, we obviously need to actually grab hammers. You want Holy Shield on hammers? And then we want Concentration Aura is what we used, if I'm not mistaken. Max hammers. Oh, really? Max Con. The guide that I was reading said to keep the 2 synergies for Blessed Hammer. You want to max Blessed Hammer, and then you want to keep Blessed Aim and Vigor 12 levels higher than Concentration. And then you just kind of bounce between, so you do, like, once you have them 12 levels higher, you do, like, Blessed Aim, then Vigor, then Concentration, then Blessed Aim, then Vigor, then Concentration. And do them all, like, equally after that. That's what the guide said to do, anyway. That also works. Alright, if we do what that said, we need base up to base 12, and that up to base 12, and this, and then we go up 1, 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 up 1. Yeah, I did. I just put 1 in. It's just at 8 because of how many plus the skills I have. Nope, that's the wrong skill. Holy Bolt. Holy Shield is already bound. Concentration Aura is up. Okay. Oh, you do the max concentration to help everybody in group. Gotcha. A battle axe. So cool. Just what I wanted. Pelly staff and offhand. I don't know if that's... Is that easier? The weapon swapping just takes so long. I feel like it's easier just to take, like, a few steps. Pressing W takes long. Well, you have to weapon swap. You have to weapon swap and then teleport and then weapon swap back and then start using hammers again. And it has like a delay after you use teleport before you can actually weapon swap. It doesn't let you do it instantly. So then you have to like wait a second after you teleport. Rather than just like take a step forward and spam hammers again. It's more to skip places. Gotcha. I thought you were saying, like, every group of mobs, like, if I wanted to, like, hit that ghost that was back there, I should, like, teleport to it to reposition for the hammers. Yeah, I still have my... What did I put on this character? Actually, from when I was Holy Fire, I had my lower res wand on still. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely put the teleport stuff back on now that... I don't think lower res works on magic res, right? It's only the elements. Only elements, yeah, okay. But I think we had that conversation before, too. I apologize for always forgetting things. Definitely a little bit better here than it was in Act 2. I don't know if I just have, like, now that I have more levels for more synergies, it's a little better, or just the slightly more open layout than a lot of, like, the Act 2 areas. I guess we'll do the teleport trick, and then we'll try to find the waypoint, and then come back.
Thank you. This is one of those builds that Force Move would be a lot better on, too. Like that, where I walk up to the mob and then smack him with my weapon. Well, with any luck, this will be the waypoint here. Yeah, there we go.
I'm sure this place will be fun as hammers. Oh, yeah, I genuinely wasn't paying attention. I am notoriously bad at keeping buffs up on this game. Some games, if I have, like, a buff bar, I do a bit better, where I can actually, like, see the duration. I know I can see my shield glowing, but for some reason, my eyes just don't... Like, I tune it out. And at some point, Dex helps. Gotcha. I guess teleport staff would have been nice here. Might have been able to skip the big run around the edge. What do you mean you don't like the walls? Yeah, no. It's honestly not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, it's not great. Okay. Well, I got a whopping 3% chance to block, baby, from Soul Killers. A whopping 4% chance to block. No, I mean, I guess that's not bad if it's like a percent per point. I can put some in. I can start putting some in. This is like 6% now. Woohoo. Crazy. It drops off. Make build with 75%. Sounds pretty juicy. Okay, back to Flare Jungle. We are gonna try to work our way through here. Get to... Oh, we have a super healing or two. We're gonna try to get to Lower Karast and get the waypoint, and then we're gonna hop over and play a little bit of Out of Ore before I go to bed. That's the plan, so we are almost at the end of the Diablo stream. It won't be very long in Out of Ore, but... kind of like an excavation sim, where you're using like the big heavy machinery to dig, and I kind of got so far in it that I started just like a big project just to kill time, trying to cut a big path through a mountain. It's a pretty crazy project. It's similar to my... I do that on a lot of games, where I love just, like, flattening something. Like, if you guys have ever played the game Starbound, it's kind of like Terraria, but more space-themed, and you go to planets and stuff. I actually flattened a whole planet. I went around the whole planet, and I just flattened the whole thing, so that way I was able to run around without any bumps or mountains or anything. I chopped them all down. I chopped down all the mountains and filled every crevice, and just made it just a straight up round planet. I do it on Minecraft a lot too, where I try to like flatten a massive area. I just set these, like, ridiculous goals for myself, and you'll see the exaggerated version of that in Out of Ore once I get on it. Alright. Let's get the TP here, and then that way this character will, next time I get on, will be ready to just progress through the last part of Act 3. Should go pretty quick. Spacey indeed. It was a really good game. I don't know why I was able to get into that one, but I never really got into Terraria all that much. I played Terraria once with my friend, and he kinda like... I feel like I sped run through the content and didn't really fully understand what I was doing. It was mostly me just following my friend around, and he was like, okay, we go here, we kill this boss, now we go here, we kill this boss, and now we go here, we kill this boss, and it was like... I didn't really understand, like, why I was doing some of the things I was doing in Terraria. Might be one that I, like, should have played alone, instead of playing with a friend who had already played through the game, like, several times. I guess it's just gonna take us forever to find the waypoint. That's just how it's gonna be, I guess. That's fine. Oh, the fancy chest spot. Do it on Nightmare Player 7, see if I get anything. Hell yeah. Whoa, crazy. Where in God's name is the waypoint? Did I? Am I crazy? Oh, here it is. Wow, I just didn't go up in this corner enough, of course. I should have found it almost right away. That's so funny. Oh well. Let's ID these two things, and then we're gonna change games for the last 30 minutes of the stream, folks. Alrighty. I'm gonna be switching over to the game out of ore, so feel free to stay, feel free to leave, or whatever you guys want to do. But I will show Amonos my crazy ass setup on there. So let's exit this game, load up out of ore. I've never streamed this game before, actually. And then we are going to game capture properties. Change the game. And then we are going to change what category we are in. Sure, we'll go with that for a title. And then let me just copy paste that in for my YouTube stream out of ore. Boom. Okay. Those two things are set up now. And then let's load my game. Total time played. Wow. Honestly, 66 hours? I feel like I have more than that. But 66 hours on a single save isn't too bad. It feels like it took me more than that to get what I've... Honestly...
Oh, I'm going to bed. Mom.
Good night. Honestly, I don't know if I trust it fully. Greasing all nipples out of grease. Drinking the last of the coffee. I like their little loading stuff. I guess, Oh, shoot. Is it really laggy on the stream for you guys? Is it smooth? Okay, for some reason my preview on OBS is extremely choppy. So my project, right? Okay. That's weird that it's so choppy on my OBS preview. What if I untarget it? Oh, there we go. It was because I had, like, that part of the screen targeted for some reason. Okay. So, we have this mountain. And I basically went to the top of it and started digging down in layers. And just kept going down till this point. Just chopping a path straight through this mountain. And then in a minute you'll see, and then I have my conveyor belts, so I can dig up the dirt and dump it right away. And then the conveyor belt brings all the dirt down here, and then it loops down all the way down here. And then I can come down here and show another part of the project. I kind of like split off from my first project. So the conveyor belt brings all this dirt all the way down here, and then it goes through my whole big spaghetti processing system, which basically turns takes like the stuff I dig out, some of it's like gravel that fills these bins, and then once they're full, the overflow comes over here and gets auto sold. Other than that, the whoops, I fell down a hole. The raw materials will come through here and get processed through a bunch of different smelters and get turned into lithium bars. They get smelted into their bars, aluminum, silver, steel, copper, all that, which are actually almost full. I need to actually go and sell them, but I'll do that later. Should be good for a little while longer before it fills up. Actually, we'll grab a few out just to make sure we don't fill up. But yeah, so my first project, I started right here at the edge of this mountain, and I started digging into it from the bottom. And what I would do is, before one of the updates, there was like a physics system where if you dug out like all the bottom of the rock, it would then slowly fall. So my goal was to dig like deeper under here, and then I move all these collectors underneath, and then I wanted the all this dirt to like slowly fall into the collectors. But it turns out they changed it, and now the dirt doesn't fall very quickly. And it's like, it takes forever. So then what I would do is I would dynamite it. So you can dynamite like this, and then boom, and it like blows out a portion of the rock, and then some of it falls and goes in the collectors. So what I would do is I would dig underneath, I'd put the collectors under that, and then I would just sit there and dynamite, and just clear out all the way up with dynamite. That was my first system, but I got sick of, like, placing the dynamite was kind of tedious. It took a lot of work to do. So that's when I gave up on doing this system when I made it this far into the mountain. That's when I decided to traverse up the mountain, which I won't do the whole run. I can kind of cheese it a little bit. It's kind of like Farming Sim, if you guys ever played that, where you can tab between your vehicles. So I have this vehicle down here just to quickly teleport myself back up here. So if I hit tab, I can tab between my vehicles, and now I'm back up in this one. But just to give you an idea of how long it takes to do this project, so we have this level here, which, in comparison to my size, it's like a tall chunk of dirt. But then all the way up there is where we started. And then when we dig, look how slow it is for like how much work it is to clear all this. So I scoop up some uh and then dump it in the bin. And this is just I usually put on like a TV show or something. Classic Komatsu loader. I like having the floors and the walls to help kind of guide me so I stay straight and, like, don't... Because if you don't have, like, the floors to guide you, you can very easily, like, accidentally dig at a slope, even if you're trying to dig flat. It's really easy to mess up, but... But yeah, so I just dig like this all the way down this path, and then I lower it some more. And, it takes a while, but... Oh, you're a diesel fitter? Nice. Yeah, it's pretty chill. And there's also, like, all kinds of, like, I prefer doing this method of digging and excavating and everything, but they have, I can show you in a second. They have all kinds of other ways as well. But there's like building too. You can it's not very elaborate building, but you can kind of build like a little base if you wanted to. But then I just come over here once I dig some out, and I just place the floors down up to where I've dug, so that way I can keep going forward. And then once I make it far enough in, I then move these too. Like, these ones will get shifted forward, just like how they were slowly moved forward up this path too. Just so it's always relatively close, and I don't need to, drive too far to dump. Now there are if you wanted to play like a more realistic, obviously I'm kind of cheesing it a little bit with conveyor belts and everything. Satisfactory, yeah. I played Satisfactory very, very early, like right when it released into. I don't even know if it was early access or beta or something, but I basically played before it had trains. That's how long ago I played. But I've been meaning to play it again at some point. Um, but yeah, there's so for vehicles, you have like the rock trucks, which these are what I was just talking about, where you can actually just like I could dump my load into these until these are full, and then drive these somewhere in a dump truck to go like dump them off. If you wanted to do like a more realistic playthrough, there's these kind of excavators. I don't really know. I guess they just consider them excavators. I don't know like any kind of like official name for them, but all different sizes and types that you can use. And then there's the loaders, which I prefer to use. And then I haven't even tried this yet. You can apparently do like paved roads and stuff, and you can even like asphalt. You can get the asphalt rollers and stuff like that. I haven't messed with that too much. Dozers to just push dirt places if you just want to like move some dirt out of the way. Graders, which I think are supposed to like help with leveling and stuff like that. A bunch of attachments for the excavators that I showed above. Bunch of different like sizes and types. A little drone so you can get like an aerial view of your base and all that. And then fuel trucks if you just run out of fuel and you want to drive some fuel to your vehicles, which is pretty cool. Buildings, you have your workbenches, which are just kind of like manually creating things. I don't know why the bed's under the workbench category, but it is, I guess. um, the different types of concrete which can be used for like blocks or floors or ramps, different things like that. You can do some steel stuff for your base building, and then for your factory, you have all the production. A lot of these things you saw down below, so a lot of them I don't actually use too. So, and then you have your conveyor belts, you have power to power everything, your pipes. So it's pretty cool. And then equipment, you actually have to in your vehicle here. I can show it actually. In your vehicle, you actually have different parts with durability, and you have to replace those. Like randomly, your vehicle will just like break, and you actually have to like either buy the part or craft the part, and come in and replace the part in here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It has a bunch of different kind of maps. I'm on like a big snowy map, and also the maps are enormous. I had a goal of trying to like flatten the map one time, but the problem is, ready? So this is my mountain, right? This is what I've put 66 hours into working towards. This is how big the map is. So, obviously you can have dedicated servers and play with a bunch of people so they could be like working on their own projects and everything, somewhere completely out. And yeah, good luck flattening it. It's impossible. Unless I had some kind of like mod to somehow make digging faster or something, but yeah. It's pretty crazy. Oh, what is I was zoomed in. I was like, what is up with my camera? But yeah, and then it has, obviously if you're playing with like steering wheel and all that stuff, or if you just like gear shifting. I play in automatic because I don't want to always have to worry about shifting, but obviously they have like manual controls and stuff, so if you want to play like even more realistic, you can. That's less real. Oh, are most of these actually automatic? No such thing as manual. I have no idea how all this equipment works. But yeah, this is you get different materials as you go down, so the surface layer is dirt. Um and then below the whoops. Yep, sometimes you get situations like this. Push myself back down with the bucket. Just a little top heavy, don't mind me. Hydrostatic drives with auto gearboxes. Gotcha. You've seen that in real life, machines that size. Yeah, I imagine it's a pretty big barrel, filling all that with dirt. I'm not surprised that it can tip like that. If you like accelerate too quickly in the wrong direction and stuff with too much weight in the front. Um but yeah, so below dirt is considered like the pay dirt layer. And then in that, you can randomly find things like big iron ore patches and coal patches, all kinds of different materials and veins and stuff. And then below that is the what is it called? It's like I can't remember what the actual name is for it. but it's what I'm working on now. It's this like more like solid stone. I think that might be actually just what it's called. So this right here is solid stone, and sometimes it lets you dig it. It's just kind of a little bit buggy. But typically you're not supposed to be able to collect it with these vehicles. There's some vehicles that can drill it to make it collectible, or the other option is dynamite. If you blow it up with dynamite, it changes into this more like gravelly looking, like you see all this stuff here. And then you're able to collect it. So every now and then I run into that as I dig deeper, and I then need to blast it like I just did, and then just continue on. So it's definitely, if you're into these simulator kind of games, I've had a lot of fun with it for a while. Some attention to detail there. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and it's just like a little indie, like I don't know how many devs work on it, but I don't think too many devs work on it. I think it's a pretty small project. But they've been working on more and more updates. They've been trying to improve automation. Like a lot of the stuff down there that you saw in my automation system wasn't automated before, like turning your ore into ingots. That wasn't, you weren't able to automate that until just recently. They did a recent patch that allowed you to do that. Um and they're slowly adding more. Like I think one of the next ones they want to do is like I think right now the gems, you can find gems in the pay dirt level. As you sift the pay dirt, sometimes you find diamond and ruby ores, and you have to by hand go put them in the wash plant to turn them into to actual like diamonds and rubies. There's no way to automate it right now, so typically I don't take the time to do that. I just take the money hit because I have enough money to buy like everything in the store if I wanted to, I think, at this point. So I mostly just sell those as raw ores. But once they have the automatic system for that, I'll set that up. But I can show you what I mean. Let me sell my inventory real fast. If I open the store from here, I can just sell. Oh nope, the sell tab. I can just sell the steel. These are broken parts that I haven't gotten rid of yet. Some of that dirt I don't need. Get rid of all these broken parts that I've replaced. Okay. Um. Yeah, so if I come back down here to my factory, in here you can see like the diamond and ruby ore. And then if I come over here, these are, when I was doing it, these are the wash plants. So typically you'd have to put the ruby and diamond in, and then do like you can do it like a max Q of 999, and then just start them processing. And then I had a bunch of these set up, like I could do the, I guess I put them all in here. So then I'd go to the next machine and do it again. But I get so much, and this takes so much time, that I just don't do this anymore. But obviously, early on, when you're trying to make money, it is still good to do this process. And then like 998, it takes freaking 249 minutes to do it all, just to do one, and then it's gonna start the next one. So like, once you get them going with a lot, it does take a while to process them all anyway. But I just don't bother, and I just sell it. How's this looking? Oh, we're not full. We're not even close. We don't have to empty these out yet. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. The power system is fairly new too. There used to not be a power system. You just didn't have to worry about power. Just everything just ran as soon as you placed it down. So it's kind of it changes things up a bit. One thing I dislike is the power inputs have to be placed on like an input, if that makes sense. So like right here, this is one of my power inputs, right? If I break that, there's just a lot of things that need to be like fine-tuned. So for one, this part stops working, but this part keeps working because I have it powered down there. But the problem is I can actually show this real fast. This process. For some reason, if I put a merger like this, I can't connect to this because it tries to connect over there. It doesn't like connecting right here. So then if I free place it, like so, it's technically not connected to this power network. So then I need to give this one its own power network, which is kind of annoying. I haven't found a workaround, and I've been waiting for them to patch it. I hope they do someday. So to get around that, I give it its own power network, but this thing can only be placed on an input. So instead of using like a turn like this, I have to use a merger. So this merges here, and then this is just a dead end that I can put the power onto. So I hope someday they make it so like any face you can put the power on. It's kind of weird the way it's set up right now, where you need to put it on like an OR input. It doesn't really make sense to me. But hopefully that's just something that they're working on. Yeah. It's still a fairly new system, so hopefully they fine-tune it a bit. That's like my biggest complaint, because what I would actually really love to do is instead of moving this whole system, I would love to do like a whole chain of these. So for example, I would do like to stretch it down, I would do this and then place another one down, you know, as I push down the line. And just do like a big path. But if I wanted to do this, I would then need to do another power control and then like connect it all to a pole and then keep doing more of the windmills down the line and everything because this isn't powered. So yeah, it's just a little weird. So instead I just wait until I get kind of far away from this whole system to where I feel like I'm driving too much to drop off. And then once I'm at that point, I then break that whole system down and then stretch it to where I'm currently at. Oops. Digging my barrel into the ground. But yeah. This is what I've been doing, waiting for PoE. And then I'm usually just watching like YouTube videos or something, or like a TV show on Netflix or something like that in the background. But as you can see, like, just I mean, I know I've been goofing off and showing things, but just, like, the very small amount of progress I've made in comparison to how far I have to go to get to the end, and then I drop it down only by a little bit. Like, I probably have hundreds of hours to go before I hit that bottom area down there, where I, like, jumped off to where my factory is. But I've been working on this on and off for like I think it was, what did I do? Before, it might have been before PoE 2 had its new league. I was like bored with nothing else to play and I wasn't streaming at the time. I wasn't back into streaming yet. And I just sat here and did this for hours on end while waiting for something to play. Oops. They're going to be coming out with mod support somewhat soon too, which will be kind of cool. Now that I've played so much of the base game, I wouldn't mind downloading some mods. Like, you do that, you have a time sync game. Nice. One of the mods that I'd like is you can dig this dirt with a pick. It's actually how I start the game sometimes. Um, so before you could take out a loan if you wanted to, and then pay interest and all that. But if you don't want to do that, you can just dig with the pick. So like this. It's obviously way slower than doing like the what I have going, but you can do it. And then you can take the materials and dump them into your processing system by hand. Um, but I actually kind of enjoy digging this way. I wouldn't mind a mod that either makes this stronger or faster. And then maybe doing like a challenge run where I don't use vehicles at all and see what I can achieve with just like a giga modded out pickaxe, you know? I think that could be kind of fun. Obviously not too modded out. I don't want the pick to be like deleting a mountain in one swing or something. That would be insane. But even if it was like 2 or 3 times as fast as that one is, and then maybe clears like 2 to 3 times the size or something, I could see it being pretty good. But yeah, honestly, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do until PoE. Like, I'm kind of tempted to do like a practice run on PoE. I may consider doing that just to get used to like PoE, the controls, the early game, try to figure out what skill feels good for leveling or something. I may do that tomorrow night. You want to see how Cyclone is? Yeah, I might end up doing that. When does Mercenary League end? I mean, I could always do it on standard too. It's fine, but the character, if I do make the character, it would just get merged. Yeah, I can't remember what they said. I think they did say it would be a few days before, but that might still just give me like a few days to. But yeah, unfortunately, I might not be doing too much Diablo anymore. I'm not sure. I'm so close to PoE. I'm losing a lot of my Diablo steam. But yep, this is my life on this game, just digging dirt. It is really satisfying. Unfortunately, it's taking me longer and longer because obviously the farther down I go, the thicker the mountain gets. But it's actually so satisfying when I like go make it all the way across here. Um I make it all the way down this, so much digging. I actually thought I was closer than I am, too. But it's actually so far to go. But once I make it down here, I get to kinda, like, for some reason, just breaking out the other side is really cool. Just coming out on this side and stuff like that, and seeing myself get lower down this hill and everything is just really neat. And then I have to pick up the whole floor, which is kinda... I don't mind doing it at first, but now that the area is so big, it takes a bit of time. So I have to pick up the whole floor that I'm making back there before I can, like, start the next level, which is... that part is unfortunate. And then I go down, like, a set amount. Like, I think it's, like... I have, like, 3 ramps down I do as, like, my standard, like, height that I like to work at. So I just go back to my, what are they called? Conveyor belt. And just go, like, 3 of the ones that are ramped down towards my base downward. But, But yeah, even just, like, I mean... Even just seeing the progression of, like, since I just got on, like, there's something about that little bit of progression that I love seeing. Then drop the ores, yeah. Like, what, the dirt was, like, out to here, like, where my tractor is right now, just when I got on. And now it's all the way, like, I pushed it back this much. I don't know why, just seeing that progression, always, like, moving forward, getting farther kind of thing is just super satisfying to me. I don't know why. I'm the same way with, I like playing, like, the incremental idle games. Like Cookie Clicker, or Clicker Heroes, or Adventure Capitalist. Like, I enjoy playing those, and I just like watching number go bigger. And then I buy more things, and number go bigger again. It's super satisfying. This is kind of like an industrial version of that. Yeah, Satisfactory is really nice for that too, where you just have this like tiny little factory, you slowly expand it and get all these systems set up and trains, and that one even had like the cars that you could program on like an automatic path to go like pick things up and drop things off and shit, right? That's really cool. Oh, yeah, also apologies for not really having any game sound or anything. I guess if I were to ever stream this game more, I should probably get the game sound working. Since I watch shows mostly, I just have it turned off. Yeah, it has changed heaps. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I definitely need to play it again someday, for sure. It's actually really funny, like, I don't want to be cocky or anything. I'm not trying to say this in, like, a cocky way. But it's kind of funny when I sometimes look at the Discord for this game, because I joined it a while back just to ask some questions on like some tips for like the power system to see if anyone had like ways to work around that power issue that I was just telling you about. Uh, and stuff like that, and I see people posting their projects, and they have like a small little tunnel leading through a mountain, and people are like, "Oh my god, you've done so much, you've gotten so far. How'd you have the time to do so much, you know?" And then I look at mine, and it's like their little tunnel is like barely anything in comparison to this. Yeah, it's just I've never really done it, but I've been kind of tempted to try to post a screenshot on there just to just to show my crazy shit. I've had a few other saves. I had a save that got corrupted, but I basically picked one of these mountains, went to the top, and instead of splitting the mountain, I tried to do the whole mountain all the way from the top and go down. Um, and it unfortunately the save got corrupted, but also because these mountains are so massive that by the time you get a few levels down, the mountain just keeps getting thicker and thicker, of course. So then it just gets longer and longer to clear out one whole level. And it just gets to the point of being like really out of hand of how long it takes to clear one level. And then my save got corrupted. That's where I was like, maybe I'll just try to do like a strip through a mountain instead of doing like chopping down an entire mountain. But yeah, this is kind of like my routine is what I'm doing right here, where I dig all around until I get to that solid stone, and then I dig out the top layer over it. So just because I think some rock gets deleted whenever I blast, so I'm just trying to be like stingy with it. So if I take out all the rock on the top first, sometimes it saves a little bit from being deleted from the top. Oh yeah, having the world corrupt. I'm like mentally prepared for it to happen to this one someday. I kind of like the fresh start though. I usually just do a fresh start and just start digging the top of a mountain again and work my way through. Um, Maybe I'll change up the challenge a little bit next time or something. But I'm kind of mentally prepared for it to happen again. Man hates mountains. I just like the idea of flattening things. And if mountains are going to rise up and stand in my way of having a flat landscape, then they must be chopped down. Usurp the usurper. It's the mountain's fault, really, right? We'll just blame the mountains for existing. Mountains cause COVID. Oh boy. That's loaded. But yeah, basically I get to turn all of the gravel that gets made. A lot of the gravel comes from this layer. Once you get below the pay dirt and you start doing this stuff is where you get gravel. Gravel can then get turned into concrete, and then concrete can then get... I can craft these walls and floors that I'm using where I don't have to late stream today winning. I know, I was just thinking about how I have to go soon. And I will be going soon. But yeah, the gravel gets made into concrete, which then gets made into the floors and walls and stuff, so that way I can get them for relatively free. But yeah, that's kind of what I do, is I get it all prepared like this, and then I get all the dynamite placed. And then we can just chain reaction. Boom, 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 boom. And then rinse, repeat. There's actually one enormous dynamite thing, too. It, like, blows a massive crater. I haven't really used it too much, but I watched, one of my friends was playing this, and I watched his stream on Discord, and he just, like, detonated a massive hole using it. You basically, like, practically setting off a nuke. No, it's probably not nuke size, but it's pretty big. Like, it's 5 minutes past my normal time, and Amonos is like, late stream, winning. Take what you can get, huh? My schedule is probably gonna be pretty, yeah. My schedule is probably gonna get pretty degen once PoE is out. And this stream will probably be on earlier. I've been recording ahead for all of my reaction stuff, so I won't have to do that. I'm taking like a week off from doing it, except for Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, Saturday and Sunday I still have to record the 2 shows that I watch because they release their episodes. My Hero Academia and One Punch Man. My Hero Academia is on Saturday and One Punch Man is on Sunday. So I will have to record those, but luckily it's only one show. So I should be able to watch it and edit it real fast and then be on pretty early. But the rest of the days will be pretty early streams too. Like, instead of 2 to 3 a.m., I'm probably going to be getting on around, like, midnight, between midnight and 1 a.m. So 2 to 3 hours earlier than I normally am, probably. From my nighttime stream. Although my daytime stream might suffer, because I have a feeling that my nighttime stream is gonna go later than 5, too. So my daytime stream might either be really short or get canceled some days because I sleep in too late. From being up too late the previous day. But I'm pretty excited. I hope it's a fun league. I hope there's nothing too, like we talked about, I like playing tanky builds. That's what drove me away from Mercenary League, is there was the mercenaries that would randomly one-shot you. Like, there was even a lot of tanky builds that suffered from it. and that really drove me away from the Mercenary League. So I'm hoping this one is a bit better and doesn't have too much like, oh, sorry, you just got one shot. You should have read every item and skill that the Mercenary had equipped to be able to know that its combo of gear and items and uniques and all the stats on it would have equaled you getting one shot. Should have figured it out. New mechanic as always, Rippy. Yeah, but at least I felt like Mercenaries was especially Rippy. Well, it was especially randomly Rippy. Sometimes the Mercenaries you just absolutely shit on, and they were no contest. And then other times they were the strongest and hardest hitting thing you'll ever encounter. And that disparity was like, oh, I'll fight this mercenary. They're always really easy. Oh, I'm dead. It's like, Jesus. The disparity in that is what kind of bothered me the most. Anyway, I should probably head out because knowing me, I'm gonna want to sit here and relax for a little bit and watch a show and eat a snack and everything. And if I stay up, super late, that means my chill time goes even later, which means I get to sleep later, and then I'm tired. You're getting excited? Just need the week to head to the weekend? Yeah. Just need to hibernate for like 4 more days, and then we get to play PoE. Oh, man. So yeah, we'll probably do some PoE practice runs. I'm not sure if I'll start. I might start it in tomorrow's daytime stream. Maybe I'll just go right into it, which means you probably won't see the very start to the character. But I need to get to Act 3 before I even get Cyclone anyway. And usually my daytime stream isn't that long anyway, so while I experiment with things, it'll probably take me a little while to get to Act 3, so you might see me, like, the nighttime stream might be me either getting to Cyclone or having had Cyclone by, like, a little bit. First things first. What's the care name? Oh, God. My names are so generic a lot of the time. Sometimes I try to come up with something, like, funny. Usually, if I can't think of anything, I just do, like, for example, my default go-to would probably be Morph Spin to Win or something, like, symbol like that, you know, for Cyclone. Usually I preface a lot of my names with Morph. But, I'll have to try to think of something clever. A lot of the times I don't put any forethought into it, and then the league starts, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get going, I gotta get leveling, so then I just make something very boring. Uh, but yeah, I'll try to come up with something. I don't know yet. Let you in 4 minutes earlier than everyone else. That's wild. Yeah, I'm not too much in a rush because I know I am not a speedrunner. One, I just don't like the playstyle of trying to like speedrun, so like I know I'm not gonna like even if I'm the first one in, I know I'm not gonna like be the farthest, you know. But I do like I don't know, it's weird. I like going I like trying to go somewhat fast. I like being there at the start, even though I know I'm not gonna be the fastest kind of thing. But I still like being there and doing it, if that makes sense. But I'm not like I don't get butthurt if most of the time I'm finishing Act 1 and people are already in like Act 5, so it's like I'm just slow. Make all the money then. Yeah, early is really nice. I usually set up I'm lazy and I don't like to check I like skim every item, but I'm like not good at price checking off the top of my head. So a lot of the times what I do is I set up like a 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5 chaos tab. I skim the item to make sure it doesn't look like it's going to be more than like 50 chaos. And if it looks like it's going to be pretty normal, I just throw it all in the 50 tab and just price the whole tab out at 50. Now with async trading, I didn't do that in PoE 2 anymore. I just priced items myself. But I learned that apparently it's like 50-50 for people like using async trade and people not. So people are still using like people still buy things from your dump tab. One of my friends is doing the dump tab in PoE 2 and it's working for him. People are buying things. So I didn't do it on PoE 2 this time, but on PoE 1 I'll definitely do it because it seems like it's still making money. So so I'll probably just handpick out anything that looks good enough to like actually price check and sell, and I'll put that on async trade, and then everything else will be in dump tabs, not on async. I would really love it if they'd make it so you can set a buyout price on a whole tab for async trade. I really hope they do that someday. So that way you can do the dump tab method on async trade. That would be really cool, in my opinion. Although you have to be really careful too, because one of the advantages of the dump tab is if someone whispers you right away for a 50 chaos item, you can be like, "Oh, that means this item must be worth something," and then you can look it up. But with async trading, they can just insta buy it out, so it can backfire on you in that regard. But but yeah. I'm pretty pumped. I think what I'll probably do is when I end stream tonight, I might browse a little bit to see, like, get some ideas for a Cyclone build. And then prepare for doing some testing tomorrow. I probably won't be doing, like, multiple runs. It'll probably just be doing the, It'll probably just be the one run. I'll just throw it on, like... I don't think I played SSF Mercenaries at all. So SSF Mercenaries will be like a fresh start. Let me look it up real fast. PoE, when does Merc League end? Come on, AI, give me a good answer. Oh. It ends on the 27th. Rip. Well. Wait, hold on. Is this accurate? Because it's saying that the next league is to launch at October 29th, and that's not right either. Okay, no, the wiki is saying it ends the 27th. I don't know why. What is it? Yeah, launches October 31st. I don't know why AI generated that it's the 29th for Keepers. That's weird. Anyway. It definitely is the 31st. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna have to do standard. The only bad thing, we're just gonna, I mean, obviously it doesn't matter. Like, no one's gonna watch me and care that much. I just have to try my best to play, like, I'll probably go on SSF, but I have some SSF standard characters. So I'll have some, like, currency and stuff already. Maybe what I'll do is I'll try to, like, pull everything out of my currency tab and just throw it into a random tab or something like that. Just so I can, like, start fresh with currency, too. Maybe that'll be the plan. That way I don't, like, accidentally spend, like, oh, I can craft on resistances and not realize I'm using, like, a shit ton of alterations or alchemies or something that I already had from one of my SSF characters or something like that. Although most of that might be, I haven't really done too much, like, it might all be in remove-only tabs, to be completely honest. I don't know how much I'm going to have in just my base PoE, like, standard SSF. Because I haven't really played it at all. And I never get on, I never play standard, so I never get on to merge my tabs. Like, no joke, I can't remember the last time I actually got on and, like, cleaned out my remove-only tabs. I just leave them there. I can't imagine how many I have. On standard. At least SSF probably isn't as bad. I play far more trade than I have SSF, but yeah, all the tabs. Anyway, I do really gotta go though. We'll be back on tomorrow. Hopefully, there is also the chance that I miss my daytime stream tomorrow. I do, with my dad's foot hurting so bad, he may need, like, a lot of help during the day. If that ends up being the case, I may just skip the daytime stream and only do the nighttime stream. We're gonna have to see how he's doing and what goes on there. So, but I might be able to make it. We'll just have to see. I should be able to make it, I think. I can't imagine. He's a very, like, independent. He's not too needy, so he'd probably try to do everything himself, even if he shouldn't. Knowing him. But anyways, guys, I think that is going to be it for me. I'm going to head off and start getting ready for bed. Probably go get me, like, probably get me a banana with some peanut butter or something like that as a little snack. And probably sit here and dig some dirt a little longer, watch a show, and then fall asleep. So we'll be playing PoE on stream tomorrow, probably. Work on practicing our cycloning and try to figure out some early skills that we enjoy and and stuff like that. Something that I've never really done before. I've never really bothered. I'm always just like, yeah, I'll figure it out during the league. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, we'll try to be back here tomorrow during the day. If not, we will most certainly be back for the nighttime stream, which is this one around here. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.